So you're aware that we're in the middle of the split right now, right? Like it's happening now. And it's been happening. This isn't something that is far off in the distance. It's happening now. The split, the new earth, what they've been writing about and talking about for eons. This is the very first time it has ever happened in this particular universe. Okay? The entire other side is watching it all. Okay? And it's happening now. Now! Come on now. This is one of the ways that you pick which Earth you're going to, ride with. There's a lot of entities who very specifically come to Earth for one reason and one reason only: to play the intense games, the fear games, the wars, there's a lot of entities. Hey, probably a lot of them tuning in right now. There's a couple hundred of you in here now. What's up, y'all? Appreciate it. A lot of entities who come to Earth specifically to play those games, and that's fine. That's fine, okay? Amanda, thanks for that super chat. But that's the thing, y'all. It's splitting off now. The planet is changing vibration, but it's splitting. It's splitting, okay? The Earth, raising frequency, it's not the same planet. If you want to keep playing those 3D games, that's fine, okay? But it's not just one Earth changing vibration. It is the Earth splitting off into two different Earths, okay, into a new dimension. That's happening now. And this is one of the ways you pick which Earth you want to be on, okay? Whatever energy you decide to emit is going to bind you to the Earth, and that's how you pick which Earth you're going to be on. It's happening now is the point that I'm making. I don't really talk a whole lot about this because this isn't really my forte. There's a lot of other people out there who have an awful lot of information on it, and I am very fascinated by it. But it's just kind of like, I wanted to let everybody know that that's not something that's far off in the distance, at all. We talk about these things and we share these things on social media and whatnot. And I just wanted to make it very, very clear that this isn't something that we are waiting around and, I wonder when it's going to happen. No, it's happening now. It's happening now. Okay? And there's a lot of people out there who are wondering, how am I going to know? This is how you know. This is how you know. Let me ask you something. Of all of the things, which we aren't going to name anything specifically, okay? Of all of the things out there that you are afraid of right now, how many of them could you take me by the hand and walk me up to them and point to it and show me? Somewhere that's not on your phone, that's not on the TV. Tell me. Tell me where they are. Where do they exist? In here. In here. If I ask you to show me, if you say, this thing happened on the news, oh my God, I want you to take me by the hand and show me. That's what I want you to do. I want you to take me by the hand and lead me into the hospital and show me somebody who has the coronavirus. I want you to take me by the hand and walk me up to and show me this person who got shot or whatever. If you can't do that, you really, 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 really need to pay attention to what you're giving your energy to. This is how it works. This is how you pick which Earth you're going to be on. Because guess where all that exists? The only thing that you have ever known truly exists is the inside of your own consciousness. It's the only thing you have ever known truly exists. Your eyes don't see, right? Your brain does. Think about that. Your eyes don't see. Your brain does. If you ever want to know what condition your brain is in, All you got to do is look around. We don't see the world as it is. We see it as we are. Think about that. This is how you pick which earth you're going to be on. Again, it all exists in here. It all exists in here. See, the ego is only good at doing one thing. And when we say ego, I don't mean that's a bad thing. Your ego isn't bad necessarily, unless you do bad things with it. The ego, the analytical thinking brain, is nothing but a record of the past. That's it. The only thing that your brain can produce is what it's already learned. That's it. That's it. All it is a record of the past. We spend the vast majority of our day preparing for a worst possible case scenario that only exists in one place, in here. In here. If you could really take the time out of your busy schedule to separate a part of yourself in here, pop it away, not very far, just if you could imagine popping away from yourself to where you're just standing 2 inches away from yourself as you go about your day-to-day life, okay? You're just 2 inches away and you are observing every little move you make. And you're writing down notes. You're taking notes about every action you take, every decision you make. If you wrote down a check mark for every single time you made a decision based on fear, how many check marks do you think you would have at the end of the day? Think about that. Think about that real hard. Think about that real hard. A lot of you make fear-based decisions you aren't even aware that you're making. Think about that real hard. Now, I want you to picture that. Picture that. You are walking next to yourself 3 inches away, but you're not paying attention to anything other than what you're doing and the decisions you're making. Every time you wash your hands, why do you wash your hands? Why do you wash your hands? Because you're afraid you might get sick. Every time you lock your doors, why do you lock your doors? Think about it now. Think about it. Think about how many fear-based decisions you make on a daily basis. Okay? It all exists in here. Everything exists in here. You are the universe. You have the power to perceive anything that you want. You see the world as you are, not as it is, okay? You have the power to assign a meaning to anything that happens. Okay? I wanted to let you all know that, or at least remind you that the split is happening now. Now. It's not just this cute little philosophy that sounds cute and it may happen in the future one of these days. When's it going to happen? It's happening now. And right now, you better decide which train you're on. Like my dude from Everyday Masters likes to say it, Case. He says, the love train or the fear train? Well, it's not just a train, it's a planet. It's one planet splitting off and shifting into one Earth is going, whatever you want to call it. Some people call it 5D, whatever you want to call it. We're not here to talk about titles or semantics or whatever. All it is a different vibration. It's like a fan blade. You know, when a fan, it kind of works like this. When a fan spins so fast you can't see it anymore. Similarly, that's what's going on. And in order to stay on the new Earth, you have to change vibration with it. You have to. You have to. You can't stay in a low vibration and shift to a higher vibrational Earth. You can't do it. Okay? Pay very close attention to what you're giving your energy to. Don't come to me and tell me what's happening in Italy. Don't come to me and tell me what's happening 2,000 miles away. I don't give a shit what's happening in Italy. I don't give a shit what's happening across the country. I don't give a damn. You know what I give a damn about? What I can see in my day-to-day life. And even when you can point to something. You know what? Now your next question is, how did I manifest that? How did I create that? How did I pull myself to the timelines where this existed? How did I do that? Well, now it's time to undo that. But if you haven't manifested it yet, dude, what good is your fear going to do you? Even if there is something to be afraid of, even if there is something to worry about, fear and worrying is not going to keep you safe. All that's going to do is keep your vibration low. That's it. That's it. When you're afraid, when you're worrying, and you're nervous, there's only two things that can happen. Only two things. Only two things. Either A, best case scenario, the universe keeps giving you reasons to worry, keeps spoon feeding you little things that keep you nervous. Okay, whatever you feed your attention to will expand. If you're nervous, if you're worried, if you're scared, the universe will keep giving you things that make you scared. That's what you'll keep experiencing. Is things that make you nervous and reasons to worry and be afraid. Okay? Are you getting it? Are you getting it? Is it making sense? Worst case scenario, you will manifest what you're worried about. Worst case scenario. And guess what we do when we do that? Guess what we do? Yeah, you guessed it. We give our intuition the credit. We give our intuition the credit. We manifest some bullshit with our ego, because your ego is very powerful. It is very, very powerful. Don't ever get that twisted. Okay? Your ego is extremely powerful. We just don't know how to use it. It's a machine that most people don't even know how it functions or, how it's running. Having said that, though, most of us, actually all of us have done this at one point in time, but most of us, what we do is we worry about something until we manifest it into existence, and then we say, well, I'm pretty intuitive. I intuitively knew that was going to happen. How many of you have done that? Guilty! You know you've done that. We've all done that. We don't have time for that shit now. We don't have time for that. Okay? We are in the middle of the split. It's happening now. It's happening now. What you feed your energy to is what you will experience. If you feed your energy to being afraid, you will experience reasons to be afraid. Okay? If you feed your energy to being so nervous and scared that we are in this, there's this pandemic that's going to kill everybody, then you could very easily take yourself to a timeline where you experience that. You know that's how it works, right? You know that's how it operates. Well, the entire Earth is completely splitting off now. Now. And on that the fear, the vibration of fear is not going to fit. That's too low. It's too dense. It vibrates too densely, okay? Fear is a very dense vibration, okay? And the new vibrations are going to be very, very light and very fluffy and very light vibrations and fast. Quick moving, fast vibrations, okay? Very, very quick and fast. Fear is too low and dense for that. So you know that you are absolutely allowed to take your fear away from anything that's scaring you. Especially if you can't touch it. If you can't take me by my hand, lead me to it, show it to me so I can reach out and touch it, why do you think you have to create that in here and keep rolling that through your head? You don't. You are not required to. Do yourself a favor, okay? Do yourself a huge favor and release. Let go of it. Okay? I just wanted to pass that quick message along because I see a lot of people are still kind of struggling with this. A lot of people are still struggling with this, okay? Again, if you can't touch it, feel it, see it in your physical reality, it's not worth your energy. And if you can, now you have to ask how you manifested that, how you created that, and uncreate it. It's very, very simple, okay? Very, very simple. Hey, we all have to do it. I do it on a daily basis. How did I manifest that? Okay, well, now I got to work to uncreate that, to undo it. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I still got lots of readings to do. Okay, if your reading was due today, here they are. They haven't been sent out yet. I still got a couple more to do, but anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I greatly appreciate everybody that tuned in and listened to me run my mouth. I hope everybody has an awesome day, okay? Have a good one.